We are at the very critical point, and I need you guys to watch this video all the way till the end to understand exactly why I think this is a critical point. What's up, guys? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. We have a lot to talk about, and we know exactly what's been going on in the market and everything else, but this is a very important update. Mara is our favorite, and so is Riot, but we always have to make sure we're talking about the connection of these two stocks to specifically Bitcoin. So I want to show you something very important, the flashpoint, and I'm going to go right into it like I always do because it's an important update. So watch this. I know I've got Mara's chart right here, but before we get to that, I want to go back to Bitcoin. Remember, because this is what we talk about. This is the Bitcoin monthly chart. I want you to look specifically down here. I'm actually going to tell you down here at the stochastic RSI. Remember when I always say patterns tends to repeat themselves. All right, that is one thing. And also be greedy when everybody else is fearful. Right? So here's one thing. Look, watch this. On the monthly chart, if we go back, because we need to go back, that's how we get the data. When you go back to 2018, or should I say even all the way up to like 2017, when we had one of our craziest rally, the first time when we got, not the first time, it was the second, but when we got all the way up to 20,000 before we pull back. Look at what the stochastic RSI did, right? I want you to give me a chance to explain this. So look, once Bitcoin fell below this line here, the 20, right? Because the stochastic RSI, when it's considered oversold, it's down below 20. And when it's considered overbought, everybody knows it's above 80, right? So when we fell below here, we were basically in a, should I say, in these levels, or at least Bitcoin kept going down, or at least we had, I won't call it a mega crash, which is why I need you to hear me out. You just hear my argument. I'm gonna call it a mega crash, but we stayed in this region for a long time. So I want you to look at the date, right? If you look well at the date, we fell below that 20 into the oversold on basically March 1st, 2018, and it went all the way to we got out of it. We came above the 20 on a stochastic RSI in April of 2019. It took a year and a month. That's a long time. But it took a long time. So what I'm trying to say, I am not saying, because I want you to watch what's happening right here, right? I am not saying that it's going to take a year before we come back above. First of all, you need to understand that when we go below the 20, means we are oversold. Oversold means, well, that's the time usually you're supposed to be, buying or still start adding to a position, or at least that's when it means it's cheaper. But I also want to say something that's different from back then to now, because we have to base it on the data. Back then, there wasn't a lot of institutional money into Bitcoin. It was mostly like retail. We didn't see as much as institutional money like we see today. Companies like Block, which Square, which is Block now, or PayPal, or everybody else, Tesla. But there was not a lot of institutional money, even like hedge funds. Back then, it was, but not as much compared to now. So if we take the data for during this period, it took about a year for us to get out of it, basically kind of out of that crash before we started going back up again. So I'm not saying it's going to take a year here, because now we do have institutional money, more investment going to. That means things are also changing depending on how, because the way retail trades and the way, big money, or everybody is getting into, involved into this, it also kind of changes the metrics of how things are. But we still have to consider that this is basically technicals, and we could see it run for a little bit, even if it's not a year. It could be a month too. But as long as we're still down here, we have the potential of seeing it, or still seeing price fluctuation that we've seen, pulling back, like we pulled back down into the 30s last time. We can see it pull back even lower. There is a possibility. But the reason I'm saying this, because I want to bring it back tomorrow. I don't want to stay here too long. All I'm saying is, remember the video that I made last week? I showed you that I had these two lines, and I said it looks like it's a new trend where we are. When I made the video, we were somewhere down here. But now look where we are today. Today, we are pretty much reaching this level that I put as a resistance. And you can tell this is where we are. I always say it doesn't matter what the price of Mara is right now. You're looking at the screen today, whatever. This is in the long run. All right. There is a possibility that this is pretty much acting as a resistance, and we can pull back, just like you see this is from what I did last week. So I still keep it because it's still relevant even today and still moving forward. All I'm saying is, yes, I was talking about buying the dip last time, and he ended up buying the dip. All right. And now that we're right here, I do not think, as long as I still see Bitcoin down here below in the stochastic RSI, down like to the complete oversold, and as long as we have not, this is the monthly chart, of course, as long as we're not moved yet much, I wouldn't expect for Mara to blow up crazy right now. I know people don't like to hear this, but all I'm saying is, remember when I say when things are cheap, it's an opportunity. So this is actually more of a good news at the same time, saying like, hey, if you missed out, there could be another opportunity for you to buy it, maybe somewhere here or somewhere there. I'm not saying it's going to follow exactly this line that I have here. All I'm saying is we could see a little pullback. Again, it could happen, especially if we have to put into context the CPI number that are supposed to be coming out this week, technically. But not only that, we know that the Federal Reserve, they have been flip-flopping on a lot of different decisions that they have to make about the economy. And we know that we're going to have interest rate hikes, like rate hikes. They're going to be happening. And the first one is expecting to happen in March and then moving forward. So there is a possibility for a lot of changes to happen. And this is going to shake the market, because we all know that when there is interest rate hike, it does shake the market. Right? So all I'm saying is we need to look into opportunities when things look a little bit foggy, right? So we need to be able to see where we're going, and we pull this through from the data that we can actually see. So it's great. All I'm saying is, even if you missed out, even if you got in, all I'm saying is keep watching these key levels that I have them here somewhere around. I believe I was saying is a 27. That's where 28, somewhere around my resistance, and we still got support around $19 and some change. So we could be in this range for quite a little bit, but I consider this range an opportunity, because this is where, like, also you cannot always catch the real bottom. But as long as you are buying at the lowest level, it's still a good opportunity, because look at the top, man. The top is $85, 83, somewhere around. You see what I mean? So down here is still great. But I also wanted to open your eyes to see what Bitcoin is doing. So I want you to watch this, knowing. But the reason why I think it's also a really good opportunity is the fact that this is considered a, oversold on a monthly chart. So meaning, if we start going back into these and go up, you can already tell how high we could go after this. But this is a monthly chart again, I said. So I don't know how long we could be in here. I'm not saying it's going to be like this. It could repeat itself, but it doesn't have to be a year. No, of course not. I don't want to scare you. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just showing you the data. But it could be a month, two, three. There is a possibility for that. It all depends on how we're all gonna be playing this, and especially, you know, it's everything that's been going on with the rate hike with the Feds and how we're moving forward from now. But it's still considered basically opportunity to buy. So moving on to Riot, same thing. If you look right here, something I want to mention, actually, if you could tell, I said last time this was supposed to be our support level. We went, did go below it, and we came back, and now we're above it. So I also have this region right here as where I believe we're probably gonna be in as long as Bitcoin is still stuck down here. And for a little while, and there could be a possibility that we might go back again and see this level, test it again, because you can always come back and test these levels once or twice or whatever. It could happen. But this region right here, I believe we're gonna be moving through it for quite a while. And again, Riot is a good deal because if you go back and look at the highest level, again, it's 77. So for something that's trading around 19 bucks or 18 bucks, you know, I'm just saying, right? Opportunity. You need to be able to look further because people always wait when things start to go up. That's when they start buying. When it's a $50, no, this is the time. Slow, portion by portion. Don't go too crazy, but you do as you can. But remember, like I said, it's a short rally that we just had. It's a recovery rally, but it doesn't mean it's a complete recovery rally. Because look at this. Already on the daily chart, we have already hit overbought. And even if I go back tomorrow, you can already see at the daily chart, we've already hit overbought and we have already hit my resistance level at here. So we could see a little bit of, also a pullback. I just wanted to mention that because this is really important. People are always bullish about everything else because that's what they think people like this type of video when people talk about this. But I also want to show you the other side of both ways what could happen. But at the end of the day, I want to show you what's the good deal looks like and when to get a good deal and why we move forward. So I like these Mara videos. And guys, I always try to make these and I'll be making as many as possible as we move forward. So as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. We do have a Patreon account if you guys would like to support us and support the kind of content that we bring to you. Please consider using the link in the description below. Sign up. Choose whatever tier you would like to support us on a monthly basis. We would very, very much appreciate it. And again, if you also would like to trade it in the stock market, we have links such as Webull and even Public. You can sign up, deposit some kind of monetary into your account, and we both going to pretty much get free stocks. So thank you guys again. As for me, as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.